It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the NOFSRL Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
The World Center of Racing calls once again for the Cabela's Cup Series here at this 2.5-mile superspeedway. We are here under the lights this time for the AutoNation 400 at Daytona. Race number 18 of 32 in Season 3 of the NOFSRL Cabela's Cup Series. And boy, what a season it has been so far. But after kicking off the second half of the season last week at Nashville, Trey Smith still holds a commanding 22-point lead over Darian Arnsdorf, 30 over Ben Crouch, 41 over Sam Dodson, 51 over Brad Stover, 52 over Roy Ribbleton. The shocker there after a fabulous run at Road America and another good run at Nashville. He's on the up and up. Will Parrish and Jacob Thibodeau tied for 7th in the standings there, 53 behind. Benny Watson, 3-time winner this season, is 60 behind after losing a position in points after Nashville. But Eric Monaco rounds out the top 10 in points. He is 74 back of Trey Smith. It's going to be a fun one here at Daytona. Let's go down trackside and get your starting lineup so we can get the space lap started. And the engines will come to life here at Daytona. 42 going to roll off. It is Trey Wright on the pole position there in car number 90. He's going to be starting alongside the 59, the man who's come so close so many times to a race victory in his now 3-season career of the Cabela's Cup Series. It's Mitchell Collins there on the outside of row number 1. In row 2, we're going to find the Daytona 500 winner from earlier this season, Benny Watson in the 53, looking to sweep the Daytona races here in the Cabela's Cup Series. He's going to be starting alongside the defending Scotts National Series champion, Kip Silverpoint. In row number 3, we're going to find Nathan Smith participating in his first season of Cabela's Cup Series competition for his own Polar Star Motorsports team, looking for his elusive first victory of his career. Kanan Biller, a 3-time series winner, starting on the outside of him in 6th position, and defending champion of the series. He's starting from a good position there up top. In row number 4, we find the points leader coming into this weekend of racing of the Daytona International Speedway, Trey Smith in the 77, winner at ISM or Phoenix Raceway earlier this season, I should say. And he is starting in a good position to potentially have a shot at stealing a victory away here at the World Center of Racing, but he's going to have Andrew Williams on his top side, Fontana winner earlier this season during that West Coast swing, and he is looking to bag another victory on the season as well. Christian Vargas in the 1 for Full Frontal Motorsports. He is starting on the inside of the 52 Thibodeau Motorsports driver Josiah Robinson. That is going to be the top 10 here at the Daytona International Speedways. They'll come down here through the tri-oval and we'll get this race started. Pace car going to come down on to the pit road as the field comes through the tri-oval. The AutoNation 400 will get the green flag, and here it is. We're racing at Daytona. Side by side through the tri-oval, and it's a dead heat at the line for who leads lap number 1. As Nathan Smith goes by, he did just barely edge out Mitchell Collins at the line, but here comes Trey Smith already charging to the inside. The points leader with a big push there from the one of Christian Vargas, who started in 9th position. The unchartered driver in the 09 behind him, one of the two who qualified their way into the AutoNation 400 last night, as he gets shot up to the middle line there. The 97, Nathan Stapleton, going underneath the 09 of Dale Lightning, as Vargas and Smith are side by side up front. Stapleton going to join him up front. 3 deep behind the leaders as they're 3 wide for the lead. On to lap number 3 already here at Daytona, as Stapleton's going to take a big push there from Dan Park and his teammate Stephen Colon back there in the 98, last week's winner at the Nashville Superspeedway, bringing Rebelton and Joey Hightower with him down low. Double file outside of the first, looks like 30 or so positions, as things starting to ease out a bit up front. 2 by 2 by 2, and then it's 3 wide all on back. And now as Dan Park goes to the lead, big push coming from Roy Ribbleton, and to Roy Ribbleton from Joey Hightower, Kansas winner earlier this season. And they're going to have 2-time winner and Season 1 champion of the series, Ben Crouch, coming in behind them with a big push from Andrew Miller in the 35. Taking a peek at 4 wide in this group here, this cluster just at the start of the 3 wide. Thankfully, they will keep it 3 wide and not expand to 4. But meanwhile up here, Hightower still looking to catch up on the inside lane there. Stapleton makes the move to the inside of Park. That's going to draw the pack back in once again. And we're going to see some more shuffling around up for the lead, or maybe they'll just assimilate with the rest of the pack and they'll just stay 1 and 2, Park and Stapleton. But the inside line is definitely the fastest way around here in the early going at the Daytona International Speedway. It is Nathan Stapleton, Dan Park, Joey Hightower, as Hightower goes by Park, and then it's Rebelton, Crouch, Colon, Miller, Smith, Monaco, and Nathan Smith. Trey Smith in the 77 and 8th, Nathan Smith in 10th. That was it. That was what it was the last time around. Not seeing any 4 wide at this point, thankfully, because if they do that, and especially coming out of the trial, well, that can mean big trouble here, even on the BBMC version of Daytona. On to lap number 6 rather, as the standings update a little late for me there. Hightower on the inside of Park for that second position is Nathan Stapleton. Leads the way. He looked like a couple weeks ago like he was going to steal one away at Road America, but he had to come down onto the pit road at the white flag lap and missed out on a victory there to this man in the 4th position. Now it's Ben Crouch in the 74, winner at Texas as well earlier this season. He is looking to get up there and tie Benny Watson for the most wins on the season. Those two, well, not the only multi-time winners this season, because Sam Osgen also did pick up his 2nd win of the season with fuel mileage, as well as Ben Crouch picked up his 2nd. Osgen did it at Las Vegas Motor Speedway the weekend prior to the Road America race. Now on to lap number 7, as the field narrowed down to 2 wide for mostly for the time being. Still seeing some 3 wide action going on, but we'll take 1 lap here of silence. We're going to go crank it up. Top 3 singled out now, as Park is going to slingshot underneath Stapleton and change that up. He's got no drafting help, but neither does Stapleton, and Hightower's going to get left out to dry there in the 3rd position. as Andrew Miller gets the push from Eric Monaco, and they're going to go right on by the 8. Park does complete the overtake for the race lead. Stapleton trying to get a push on the outside from Hightower. Miller up in the middle, gets back to the inside. Monaco gets stuck in the middle as Will Parrish gets to the inside of him. 7th place pointsman coming in. Led the points for the majority of the season to this point, but Parrish has had a bad stretch of races, and he is looking to close in on Trey Smith's lead. Parrish comes in 53 points back of Trey Smith. He definitely would like a turnaround here as he goes to the race lead. Behind him, Sebastian Kukulon in the 82, who's had one of the most tumultuous careers in the Cabela's Cup Series. He would love to get a victory here. He's bringing his teammate Sam Osgen there in the 83 with him, and the 3rd Trinity River Racing car there in Igor Barreto. The teammate's about to be 1-2-3 as the Uncharted driver moves there into 3rd position underneath Will Parrish. A Trinity River Racing 1-2-3 here at the Daytona International Speedway. As Kukulon leads, then it's Osgen and Barreto. Now Barreto will get by underneath, and he's going to take a look for the race lead. What a move by that Uncharted driver. Bringing Atlanta winner Titan Nicholas with him, with a big push there coming from Andrew Miller in the 35. Monaco going to look to make a 3rd lane on the inside with Stephen Colon as Ben Grudge gets down there as well. RJ Rosero, Beverly Creed a distant, but now will get pushed into that lane there as Thompson tucked in behind the 32, and they'll join with what was a double file bunch here, and it's about to be quadruple file back here. Cologne and Williams making it awful close there with Grudge and Park and Stapleton. Golly, that would have been a mess, and that was about the worst place they could have gone 4 wide, and thankfully they didn't do it there, coming out of the tri-oval. That would have most certainly resulted in an incident. We saw it about this point. It was about lap 14 or 15 in the Scots National race last night. We had a big pileup headed out of the tri-oval that was resulted from 4 wide. It was up front for the lead, and thankfully it didn't involve many cars, but we're going a little faster with these things than those Scots National cars, so we're definitely going quicker, which means less reaction time, less time to get on the brake and avoid the incident, and that could take out quite a bit of cars here. But hopefully we don't see that, because this is good racing here. On to lap number 13 of this 32-lap AutoNation 400 here at Daytona. Igor Barreto leads the way. It's a Trinity River Racing 1-2-3 up top. Well, that was until Kukulon abandoned Osgen and Barreto and made the move on the inside. He's got no help right now. And there is no outside line right now to support Will Parrish and Sam Osgen as they both are stuck on the outside. Finally, well, never mind. Dan Park went back to the inside of that middle line. And the teammates now, Barreto and Kukulon, side by side for the lead. Kukulon had it by a skosh at the line, and now he's going to look to get some help from the 35 of Andrew Miller. Barreto up to the higher line there. Big push coming from the 17 of Titan Nicholas as he moved up in front of Sam Osgen and Dan Park. The middle lane not getting a whole lot of traction there, as Williams and Stapleton a little deeper there, and now they start to even out with Sam Osgen. Andrew Williams evens out with Sam Osgen there for about the 9th position, as it looks. 7th, 8th position, actually. As Andrew Miller tried to mount a charge there on Kukulon to take the race lead away. Didn't work. He is going to be settled down into that 2nd position, side by side with Barreto, as Kukulon up front all by himself trying to block both the lanes at once. Now Cologne trying to make a 3rd one on the inside of Miller. They're going to leave that 35 out to dry. He's going to be caught in the middle sucker hole. And meanwhile up front, Barreto's going to make a move to the inside on teammate Sebastian Kukulon, as we're 1 lap away from halfway this time by, caution-free so far in the AutoNation 400 at Daytona. 3 wide all throughout the pack, starting to see that once again as they had gotten narrowed to 2 wide through the majority of this stint so far, and now they are back to 3 wide once again, and on the edge of 4 wide, a little deeper in the field. Thankfully, they got out of that, so we will keep green flag racing here. Ben Groich in the 78 mounting a charge there on the inside from his push with RJ Rosero in the 32 of Beverly Creed. If Barreto moves up to the top side, he would definitely be giving the lead up to Groich. He will stay in front of that 78, but he has no help on the outside either. Well, he'll go to the outside, trying to pick up Kukulon. Groich about to get put out to dry by the 32 of Rosero. They both get down to the inside just in time. Barreto trying to block for his life for the lead, and Groich just trying to remain a factor. He almost got left out in the middle sucker hole there by the 13 of Rosero. Kukulon trying everything he can to clear that 78 to go up and join his teammate in the race lead. Sam Oskin, trying to get down to the inside. You see him in the middle there behind Nathan Stapleton. They're trying to mount a charge, but that middle groove not really getting a whole lot of movement out of that. But there are a ton of cars in the middle, but the inside definitely at this point is still the fastest way around Daytona. As Groich will now clear Kukulon there for second. Rosero, Creed, and Thompson there on the inside, trying to mount a charge around them. Creed will get left out to dry. Groich tries pulling down in front of the 13 of Rosero. Still 3 wide going on throughout the field. Not seeing any 4 wide right now, so we'll take a look at the wide outer shot as they come through the tri-oval. Lot of 3 wide back there, but no 4 wide, so we will keep racing. Barreto now has a huge lead as all this shuffling has gone on. Huge lead for Daytona standards, but he is just unchallenged right now, but he's a sitting duck. Whoever gets a run on him next, they're going to be coming by him on both sides for sure. But he's doing a good job of holding on to this race lead right now. Have not had an unchartered driver win this season so far in the Cabela's Cup Series. Could that change here at Daytona? Barreto has been dominant in the first half of this race, and he is looking to cap off an impressive performance here in the AutoNation 400. But here comes the man who won at Talladega earlier this season, Ryan Durrani. He won on a last lap pass, and he is looking to have another super speedway win on his resume. He's going to bring Kanan Biller to his inside, who's going to abandon him. And Biller, who won the Daytona 500 last season, has plenty of super speedway experience. He's going to get by there for the second position with a big push from one of the dual winners from last season, Owen Miles, who won by 8 1/1000ths of a second over Niall O'Hare in what was then the second closest finish in the history of the Trinity River Network. Now it's been bumped back to third closest after last night's finish, where Braden Perez edged out Jackson Harrison by a margin of 5 1/1000ths of a second. So that was a fabulous finish, and records have been broken here this weekend at Daytona already. Could we see the finish we've waited for all season long in the Cabela's Cup Series here at this AutoNation 400? The finishes have been quite tame this season for the most part, but when we come to super speedways, it's a whole other ball game, especially when it comes down to that last lap. There was almost a last lap pass in the Hertz 250 last night. Braden Perez led of the white flag by basically half a second, but they drafted up to him at the last set of corners, turn 3 and 4, which is where they are right now, as Stover's trying to draft up to Barreto with a big push there from Charlie Davenport in the 19. Now Arnsdorf looking to get underneath Davenport there for third, and he did not. So it'll be a 4-car train up front now, and 3 wide deeper in the field. Now Stover, take a look to the inside of Barreto. Barreto runs out of time, and he's going to lose the race lead to Brad Stover in the 48. First lead change in quite a few laps. 3 wide now for second as Arnsdorf gets down low on Davenport and Barretto. Is Stover going to have to give up the lead? He gives up the bottom, but will he have some help to hold on to the race lead? Still 3 wide deep in the field there. But still no 4 wide, so thankfully we will stay racing. We've been caution-free through the first 23 laps now of the AutoNation 400, now working lap 24. We needed an extra lap last night to finish the Hertz 250 after that pileup coming out of the tri-oval, and well, we have the green-white checkered system in place if need be. But if they keep it clean the way they are, everybody's minding their P's and Q's. Surprisingly, we may not even need that. We may not even need the caution flag. We may could just shred that thing for this weekend anyway. But here comes points leader Trey Smith to the inside. Big help from his teammate Trey Wright, pole sitter of this race. And his teammate Trey Smith is going to go to the race lead here at Daytona. He's looking for a second win of the season. And Trey Wright, never a winner in the Cabela's Cup Series. And he's going to leave his teammate out to dry. His teammate will give him room. It's the Trey and Trey show up front here at Daytona. And Wright is going to take it away on the inside with Josiah Robinson there in the 52, giving him a big push. 3 deep now behind the 90, 52, and 77. It is getting antsy here at Daytona. A pinch a little bit there for that 5th place battle. Jacob Thibodeau in the middle of that between Stephen Colon and Darian Arnsdorf. But now Ethan Lewis giving the big push there to Josiah Robinson there for the race lead. Could Lewis poke out on the back straightaway and potentially take the lead away? He's going to. Is he going to get some help? Yes, he will. Stephen Colon stays on the inside there in car 98. And a slingshot heading off into turn number 3. And Lewis is going to take the lead handedly over Josiah Robinson. But he could be a sit and duck now with Ryan Durrani right there in the 34. He's got Dan Park with him. They're going to be 4 wide on the edge of it coming out of the tri-oval. And there they go into the outside wall. And a huge crash there as Cologne flies up into the air in a huge pileup. The big one headed off into turn number 1. And my goodness, that's at least 20 cars involved in this. The points leader, Trey Smith, is in it. Dan Park, I can't tell who isn't in it. Kukulon looks like got slowed up there on the outside with Williams and Fragniti. Ben Crouch is in it. Road America and Texas went earlier. And they're still wrecking up over here. Nathan Smith, Fragniti, and Stover get caught up in the second incident there. And that changes everything. Let's hit the big reset button, folks. We ain't done yet. And there are going to be quite a few cars out of this one. Will Parrish led them around in the 0. He's ahead of Titan Nicholas in the 17 there. Ethan Lewis in the 51. Ryan Durrani there in the 34. The 8 of Joey Hightower. The 55 of Eric Monaco. Here comes Thibodeau and Watson. Barretto made it through. Collins made it through. Then Lightning, Thompson. Young did not. Young did not make it through. Thibodeau did not make it through. He's got damage on the front. And it would quite clearly be easier to tell you who wasn't in it. Most of the field has appeared to be involved in this one. And that's going to take quite a few serious factors out of this race. Incredibly hard impact to the outside wall for Stephen Colon, who appeared to be caught up in the safer barrier and the catch fencing there as his car flew up into the air. Just unbelievable impact to that outside wall. But we'll take a look at the replay in just a second. We may end up having to go green-white checkered here as a result of this late caution. We may end up having to go 1 lap over, but we will see what happens. In the meantime, let's go back and take a look at what happened to bring out caution number 1 here in the AutoNation 400 at Daytona. So we'll take a look at what happened here from overhead, going through the tri-oval. Cologne's going to go down into Park, turn him up into Robinson, and they'll stack up there. Cologne getting against the safer barrier, gets caught up in it, and is going to get caught up in the catch fencing. There he comes to a complete stop as the entire pack just about dissolves into nothingness, as we see several cars spinning around and getting damaged in this one. There's Kukulon there and Stover side by side, look like just barely getting slowed up in time. Osgen as well, they made it through this virtually unscathed, but more happened in front. We are going to see what happened here at the same time as like someone came up in front of another car. Maybe it had to do with Josiah Robinson, but whatever it was, there was a follow-up incident, and we'll try to figure out what on earth initiated it. Somewhere along here with Sophia Fragniti, who gets caught up in it. Oh, I see. Nathan Smith runs into the side of Stover, and Williams just about gets collected in. There's Fragniti coming in. How Andrew Williams made it past that, I have no idea. But that's that was the follow-up incident right there, as everyone was just trying to get back going. But all of this is why we are under the first and probably going to be the only caution of the race here at Daytona. But let's take a look at another angle. So watch as they come through the tri-oval full speed. They're on the edge of 4 wide there, but it's just enough to crowd Cologne and Park together. And there goes Cologne way up into the outside wall, into the air, and you see the rest of the pack just spinning and thrashing into each other. And there's going to be quite a few out of this one at the end of this incident, no doubt about it. You see the pace car work its way through the mess, and somewhere in here comes Nathan Smith. And he and Stover get hung together, and Fragniti just absolutely nowhere to go there. That's just a tough break for all 3 of them, and Stover and Fragniti definitely are going to be out of this one. Not sure about Nathan Smith, but anyway, track is clear. We are good to go, so let's head to the restart here at Daytona. Finishing up pacing here under the first and probably only caution of the race here in the AutoNation 400 at Daytona. We're going to go a couple laps over here for this one. We're going to go 1 lap over, I should say. It'll be a green-white checkered. And as last night, we will go 1 lap over in regulation here to finish off the AutoNation 400 at Daytona. It's Will Parrish leading this thing ahead of Titan Nicholas, Ethan Lewis, Ryan Durrani, Joey Hightower, and then it's Eric Monaco, Benny Watson, the Daytona 500 winner earlier this season, with a real shot at the race victory here if he can get a big draft there from Igor Barreto in 8th. Mitchell Collins, 9th. Dale Lightning rounds out the top 10, and still a few cars coming down the pit road after that big pileup headed off into turn 1. Green flag is out, and it is green-white checkered time here in the AutoNation 400. Ethan Lewis with a charge already to the inside of Titan Nicholas. He's got no help right now. Now Durrani will come down behind him, and they'll try to chase down Will Parrish, who got a great leap while they were shuffling. Down the back straightaway for the penultimate time. Going around for the white flag this time. We'll have one more time around the Daytona International Speedway as Ethan Lewis closing in the 51. He's going to come down through the tri-oval, and it's going to be the white flag this time. One more time around. Will Will Parrish hold on, or will he be overtaken? And Lewis is going to make the move immediately to the inside, headed off into turn 1. Durrani is right there, looking to make it 2 super speedway wins in a row. He won at Talladega. Can he steal the AutoNation 400 away? Down the back straightaway for the final time. Lewis trying to hold on. Nicholas is going to get to the inside of Durrani, and that will do it for him. Will Lewis hold on to this thing, or will Nicholas steal it away? It's going to be another one of those fantastic Daytona finishes here. Coming out of the final corner, Lewis on the outside, Lewis on the inside. Both of them are looking for a push side by side through the tri-oval. Not going to happen. Ethan Lewis holds on and wins the AutoNation 400, and that is his first career Cabela's Cup Series victory. Golly goodness, what a race. So it's Lewis who holds on. The first Velocity driver this season other than Benny Watson to win a race. And he does it at the World Center of Racing. As they'll come down to the pit road this time. He survived the big one with 6 laps to go. Just barely made it through, as did many cars. A bunch of them did not make it through. But he did. He put himself into position to win this thing, and that's exactly what Ethan Lewis has done here at the Daytona International Speedway. Ethan Lewis, your AutoNation 400 winner here. He wins over Titan Nicholas, Ryan Durrani, Will Parrish, Mitchell Collins, Igor Barreto, Joey Hightower, Eric Monaco, Ben Young, and Keegan Thompson. That is your top 10 here at Daytona, and we're going to scroll through the rest of your standings there, and 31st to 42nd, all having fallen out of the race as a result of that big pile-up coming out of the tri-oval and into turn 1 that set up that green-white checkered finish. Brad Crawford, Dan Park, and RJ Rosero, the only ones finishing this race off of the lead lap. Charlie Davenport finishing 11 seconds off of the lead car, which was Ethan Lewis. Owen Miles being credited with last place there in that 25 points leader. Trey Smith finishes in 39th place, and we'll see where Darian Arnsdorf ended up here. And he may not lose the points lead, actually. Arnsdorf 35th. Ben Crouch, I know he was involved in that, 32nd. Samit Ozgen, I think he was caught up in that incident too, wasn't he? Or did he end up finishing 21st? Okay, I don't think Trey Smith is going to lose the points lead after this one. He's going to lose some points for sure, because 39th position, goodness gracious, even if it wasn't his fault, but gracious, this is going to be a points shaker-upper for sure. But congratulations, Ethan Lewis, on your first career victory. We'll take a look at your driver standings, your owner standings, and we'll wrap it up here at the World Center of Racing. Y'all take care, stay safe, and have a blessed day.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.